Down here in the bottom left, our red Protoss is
Wongjin Stars SOS from Korea.
And up here in the top right, our blue Terran, he is
Millennium 4GG from Europe.
all right. I'm actually really excited about this one because 4GG played very well. He has a very strong style, I would say. It's not at all unbeatable, but I think it's very good against, how do I put this? Anyone that goes like maybe at all too greedy, it's going to be really good against. Like, for instance, I feel like if we watched 4GG versus Rain in a best of 99, Rain would have a disgusting advantage at the end. You know, it would be, well, half of 99, so I guess you have to get 45 wins. I think it would be like 45 and 10 or something. Like, I think his style really counters 4GG's really well. But you have someone like Hero that's a little bit more risky at times and plays a little bit more out there style. 4GG's just kind of powerful strategy where he does things like powering, like making a lot of Hellbats, just really strong and decisive moves, is going to be good against stuff like that. Now, against someone like SOS, I'm a little bit more torn because I feel like he's a little bit more like Hero than like Rain, let's say. So I'm not exactly sure how that'll end up going. Looks like this will probably be a proxy Oracle build. Can't say 100% for certain. That is kind of a place that you can guess there might be a proxy Oracle, and oh my god. Okay, so, well, that's not that weird, really. It's a 1-Rax expand, but 1-Rax expand can be a little bit dangerous because you're going to be relying just on Marines. And let's see what's going to throw down here. See in just a second. I think it is going to be that Stargate. There it is. Okay, so he is going to be rallying in Oracles very, very quickly. Now, if 4GG happens to go down and scout this right now, he may be able to put on enough pressure to prevent the Stargate from really getting production going. And the other part of this is, this doesn't have to be all in. Like, you can proxy a Stargate and get 1 Oracle out of it, and as long as you don't lose it for a long time, it's very worthwhile. You can lose a Stargate and everything. It doesn't really matter that much. Of course, nice to keep it alive, but you aren't going to make a lot of Stargate units in this matchup. Now, the Marines are actually scouting for things such as Proxy Oracle. You can see that they already scouted that top 3, that third base area. In fact, they're coming down here. So this is going to give him a heads up. I think the Oracle will definitely pop out, and in fact, he can't risk attacking the pylon there. Even though the Oracle just started, he doesn't know. It could be a little bit further along, in which case it pops out, kills his 3 Marines. He never gets enough Marines, he dies. So he has to walk back, and he has to turtle up. He's grabbing that engineering bay, and already this is being a pretty effective Oracle, just by the fact that he's forcing him to turtle so heavily against it. Notice no SCVs left here. Very intelligent by 4GG. He's got right now, it looks like about 5 Marines waiting for it. So he has enough right now to hold it off. SOS just going to fly on by. As long as he doesn't lose this Oracle, he's in good shape. I kind of like that. That's a little bit cute. He's trying to lure some Marines down there. Another Oracle is on the way right now. And just by making a second Oracle, that gives him a lot more power to actually take out Marines or SCVs, whatever. Just hitting multiple locations at once makes it much more powerful. But missile turrets already being created. 4GG is not screwing around against this. Very smart of him to grab a missile turret in each line immediately. Some okay micro here by SOS. Not the absolute best. A little bit better micro, and he'd have 2 more kills. And it looks like, you know, the Oracle harassment definitely not done, but the period of time during which it was possible for him to get critical damage done is gone. So now he's just going to fly around and do things exactly like this, where he picks off whatever he can and tries not to lose his Oracles. Flies out, lets them recharge, both on their shields and their energy. And then later on, of course, he can do things like tag a bunch of stuff with the Revelation. Probably won't really use them for detection. No one really does that. It's like a emergency button for PvP only. All right, so, you know, the thing is, he is pretty safe behind this, right? He's got the 2 oracles, which is going to force the Marines to not venture too far from home. He has the mothership core ready for Nexus Cannon, and he has a couple sentries, so he can actually block off ramps, block off little areas, and split Marine forces in half. No real damage can be done to him, so SOS can kind of do what he wants from here. And again, this proxy oracle, doesn't matter that he lost his Stargate. I swear to you, he doesn't really care. He was not really going to get more than 2 oracles unless something went terribly wrong for 4GG. So this is what we call an active unit, the oracle. This is something where, with the excess APM that SOS has, the excess actions that he has each minute that he doesn't need to use, creating probes, creating pylons, getting his tech up, expanding scouting, all that, he can put into these units and gain value. You know, values such as forcing extra turrets, killing SCVs, killing scouts, picking off Marines, anything at all. They're just very valuable in this way. Now, I really like this follow-up, the fact that he's going straight into Psystorm here. It's quite cool because this is going to deter Vikings, which is going to allow for him to keep those oracles active longer. And of course, when you have High Templars out and you have oracles out tagging things, you can get more feedbacks off on average than normal. So that's going to be helpful as well. Oh no, the oracles are dead. That's too bad. Well, you know, he did what he could with them. A little bit unfortunate that he did lose those, though. You know, perhaps he should not have had them both at the same spot. With those both at the same spot with the amount of damage they took, you know, maybe they would have taken out 5 or 6 Marines, but there was never going to be that many that were actually alone. You know, without the bigger clumps. So, yeah, it was probably a wrong decision to actually have them flying around together, but it's not the biggest deal in the whole world. It would just be really good if he still had them. It's not like he's going to lose because of it. Well, a little bit annoying. Those 2 Marines. Actually, slightly surprised he cast that right there. Looked like he's just trying to buy time for Psystorm. He just used that, and then he had to use 150 on the other 3 units total. Would have been better actually just to force field again rather than throw down the Nexus Cannon. So a little bit of overkill defense there. So now he has Psystorm, and the next order of business is going to be to either attack or go take another base. And realistically cool. You don't really see Widow Mines in this matchup after the first few minutes of the game. So the fact that he's grabbing a Widow Mine, this could be because you expect warp all the difference in the world. If you just get like 1 or 2 lucky Widow Mine shots, those Zealots are going to take so much splash damage. So here's that 3rd base that SOS is going to be taking. And looks like, I wonder about this probe. It looks like he's going to go make a proxy pylon, which is fine because putting on pressure when you have, and in fact we have a Widow Mine drop coming in. Oh wow, and that cannon, I'm not sure that can actually see that. Oh, it can. Okay, never mind. So really good cannon. And in fact, he's kind of pushing forward on both areas here. And, wow, that was actually really, really lucky of SOS. I'm surprised he ended up getting that. But he's pushed 4GG way back. The thing is, I do, once again, want to say, I feel like he should have a 3rd Nexus making at this moment. He does have a lot. A lot of High Templars and a lot of Zealots, and he may actually just go for the kill. But he's also on 7 gates. Which, normally if you go for the kill with this type of stuff, we have 4GG actually turning around. Going to start the kiting a little bit. Really money size storm right there. Dealing a ton of damage to those Marines. And we do have Hellbat production on the way, as well as a second factory, so it's a good thing he's switching into Claw side. Because these Zealots are going to be just shredded pretty soon. Now, 4GG may think he just delayed there's a hill right next to it. So when Terran comes over that hill and starts kiting you back up it, you can lose vision of their army quite often. And that can make it really hard to actually land your size storms and force fields and choose exactly how to control your units going up that hill. The high ground advantage becomes pretty strong for Terran there. So we don't see that as often as the third base, but it's not necessarily something that's bad in this situation. Okay, so the Ghost Academy is coming a little bit late here for the High Templars. They're still going to be able to get a lot of damage done. Now, he is pushing forward into this snap. So beautiful size storm goes down, and this is actually just suddenly going in 4G's favor pretty heavily. Some okay size storms, kills a decent amount of workers so far. Not as many in that natural as maybe he could have gotten. And as we see on the resources lost tab, it is in 4GG's favor. But that just kind of all went south at once. The units coming up from behind really messed with the AI of SOS's army. You know, some of his units ran behind, then his High Templars kind of were sitting there with sentries fighting a Marauder Marine force. So that didn't work out so well. Now, this is a big army, and in fact, these Zealots should be able to be taken out very easily, and that's going to leave just Psystorm and Colossus. So we might actually, if he kites just right, he might be able to spread and actually kill the Colossi. And in fact, I think SOS just realized that, and he is going to be getting out of here. Good thing he ran away with those Colossus that time. And if he had waited 2-3 more seconds, he may have ended up losing one of those. Well, right now, taking a look at the actual units here, even though we have a kind of low SCV count for 4GG, this is kind of rough for SOS. There's 14 Hellbats, 7 Medivacs, and 15 Marauders out right now for 4GG. Whereas the army for SOS is a small amount of Zealots at 5. Then he has a bunch of Colossus and 2 High Templars. That is not an army that can really do anything against this. Yeah, you're going to deal a lot of splash damage right off the bat, but they're going to run through it and target you down. And Size Storms don't stack, so that's... It's kind of weird how this suddenly switched around like that. Like, SOS just hasn't had a third base mining, so he doesn't have that extra set of warp gates. He doesn't have, you know, the very important, like, 10 warp gates warping in round after round of units to actually give him the muscle, the hit points to go with all of his splash, because he's got an insane amount of splash damage right now, just nothing to keep that splash damage alive long enough to deal its damage. So losing High Templar there, and beautiful move by 4GG, just stemming up a few Marauders, picking off 2 High Templars with 0 losses there. That is a lot of Hellbats. And this is going to be tough. They look, these Vikings, beautiful position there, waiting for the Colossus to walk out. And he doesn't have a lot of anti-air, just 4 Stalkers there. Going to pull back a little bit, but this is a huge amount of damage being done. Look at that, all those probes going down the Nexus as well. And 4GG looking really solid here. Nice Size Storm goes down. But now we're going to have Zealots go up a ramp into the Hellbats. Kind of a brutal battle that we're watching here. And this pretty much seals the game off. There's no real possibility for GG to lose here. In fact, we should be seeing GG pretty shortly. With less than 30 supply left against 113, GG.